Nothing of any note. He'll join us later.
First. Game on.
When you said "come with me" there, I thought you were going to go into some sort of Gene Wilder thing from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Thought about it, declined.
Well, Hempel against Bunting promises.
121.
If you've been following the European Tour for the last few years, then you will know a little bit about Florian. He is very, very good, and he's winning fans by the month. I think by this time next year, Florian will have done more bits, and this is not a good draw for Stephen Bunting.
96.
He really wants to get into the European Championship to bolster his position in the world rankings, but things like that don't help.
Well, Stephen Bunting played 2 Euro Tour events last year, and he went into the one in Riesa, the International Darts Open, in a similar position as this, where he knew he had to go and win his opening round, and maybe some more, to get into the European Championship. He didn't. He was beaten in the last leg decider by Andy Hamilton.
100.
And I spoke to him earlier. That was the first thing he said. Yeah, I was in this spot, and I didn't get the job done 12 months ago. Missed out on the European Championship for the first time in 7 years.
60.
He'll know a fair bit about Florian, even though he has not played him before. Some players just have a reputation until you can find out what they do against you.
59.
Bunting's been around a long time. We're talking about someone who's been playing at a very high level for over 2 decades.
99.
Of course, being a semi-finalist of a PDC World Championship now, things are expected of him, but he's not a top 16 player yet. Tops for Florian Hempel.
85.
Early piece of evidence of what Florian can do.
Another in there. Double 10.
118.
Well, both players threatening a big ton-plus combo finish as one of the Bunting clan looks on. I say looks on, just waving his arms.
He's on the first leg.
I think it's his son, isn't it? Is it Toby?
Second leg, Stephen to the Roy first. Game on.
I don't think I've seen him at many events. It's great to have him here.
Yeah, well, they arrived on Wednesday, the Buntings. They're here for the full week. So making the most of it. He's got the hang of it, I see.
95.
He wants to be waving that sign a little bit more for Daddy, doesn't he? And it's the right colour, that sign, because this man from Liverpool is very much a Liverpool fan. He's not from the blue side of Liverpool.
60.
There we go.
Precious.
I reckon Stephen might have drawn that himself and given it to his lad. Recognise the handwriting.
You've got a dark heart, haven't you?
Yeah.
Well, you've got to have a dark heart to take out some very nice people on the hockey when it comes to tournaments like this. Got to be ruthless.
100.
And in qualifying, he took out Jake Jones and Martin Lukman. And Lukman was indeed one of the people he beat en route to his solitary title this year.
Yeah, back in the winner's circle, big thing for Stephen Bunting, and he'll maintain that he's playing the best darts of his career. I mean, you look at his run to the semi-finals of the World Championship at Ali Pali, and that's a big tick in that box.
100.
His best run there. A rare title for Stephen, you have to say, earlier on this year, but fully deserved.
100.
Hempel was very close to a title himself a little bit earlier in 2021, but failed at the final hurdle. That was, of course, the German Super League title, which would have given him an automatic spot in the next World Championship at Ali Pali. He's got to do a bit of legwork between now and then.
95.
Can Stephen Bunting find this 100, ideally in 2? Tops. 10s again.
90.
Side again, and Hempel.
Florian,
Chance to break here for 2-0.
He's not missing by much, but he is missing, and it's allowing Florian Hempel opportunities.
20.
That's what happens when you don't get the right side of the barrel there. It always goes downwards.
Could split this, but I don't think he is. No, straight at it. He's straight in. Stephen Bunting.
Third leg, Florian to throw
Levels
first.
up.
Game
I
on.
was talking to Rob Malarkey a little bit earlier on about the pressures of having your family here with you. And
60.
I always said that I didn't want them here. I always found it was more pressure when they were watching from close quarters. But it didn't work for someone this afternoon.
Yeah, Ryan Murray.
Yep.
He had
59.
pretty vocal support. But didn't quite work out for him.
Yeah, 5 match starts missed in different legs.
Didn't work out for Hendo. He had a bunch of supporters there.
Yeah, he's got quite the clan with him this week.
Win a World Cup, and all of a sudden, the Hendo Ultras are out in force wherever he's playing.
121.
They were chatting about you last night, the clan, saying you couldn't wait to tweet about the big Hendo Weekendo.
Quite right, too. We've been waiting long enough for it. We have all experienced the big Hendo Weekendo, where John Henson finally picked up the title that the prophecy had foreseen.
60.
At the end of Sunday, I'm sure the Bunting massive would like to get out the Gibraltar Bunting.
Well, he didn't win either of his Euro Tour appearances last year, which is why he didn't make the European Championship. But the year before, he actually made a Euro Tour final. Lost out to Jamie Hughes in Prague. And he has had some of his best runs on the Pro Tour. A long period not picking up titles, but he's gone deep in some Euro Tours. Runs the finals and semi-finals.
98.
Florian Hempel is going to come back for 60 in the knowledge that he probably will be 2-1 up. Should be 3-0. Could be 2-1 down if he makes a mistake.
140.
There's pressure.
Double 10 has not been hit in this match until that point. There's at least 2 German fans out there, Dan.
Which is probably about 9% of the audience tonight.
I'm sure it's going to get louder.
140.
A bit more vociferous over the weekend. The weather apparently is about to get a little bit better. The storms have been circling all day long here.
60.
I've had some thunder and lightning close by, but this isn't golf. We don't tell them to pack up when the thunder and lightning arrives. We just carry on. Hempel actually beat 3 players on the route to the final stages of this tournament. James Wilson, Justin Pipe and Darren Webster all taken out. Last game against Webster, a 6-2 win and an average of over 100. And the winner of this one takes on the world number 1, Gerwin Price.
100.
Yeah, but what state is Gezi in? Pulled out the Nordic Masters with tennis elbow, a problem that he has said he's suffered with before. So it sounds like something that's going to need managing that, and we don't really know. I know he's playing in a corporate thing, an exhibition the other night. I know he wouldn't have thrown that many darts, but it's still, you know, potential rest time that he's been throwing. So we'll just see what sort of state he's in. Might be an opportunity for one of these two. Right now, though,
140.
you'd have to say this game is there for the taking because neither man is playing to their capabilities.
Florian's average around 85. Bunting around 90. That could improve with this. Again, he finds himself on double 10.
142.
And he waits to see if he gets the chance. Surely 6 17s. Or he could have gone the 19 route. That's a bit more unconventional. But it's a good approach. Does need a double.
120.
Yeah, interesting use of the board. I'm not sure I fully agree or understand with it, but might get him a chance. Nope, it doesn't. Good adjustment there from Stephen Bunting, who basically moved to the centre of the oche there, because he stands so far out the right-hand side, even at a big step to the left. He probably will still the right-hand side of the oche, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a very good point you've made there. The players that like to go to the extremes, obviously Gilding is all the way to the other side. Mervyn King's a bit more to the left as well. Bunting is in Ted Hankey country.
Oh, and that'll be about the centre of the oche.
100.
Doesn't quite work for him.
It's an observation I've made with the throw of Florian Hempel. As you see the side on cam here, you can see how statuesque he is. But there's
100.
one thing about his game that I watch more than anything is how many times he prods before every single dart.
Is it the same number every time?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I think there's more with the first one, and then exactly the same number with darts 2 and 3. But it's hard for me to count them because he does it so fast.
Yeah. That seemed to be on the 4th.
It's definitely a 2 prod on darts 2 and 3. I just couldn't figure out what the first one was.
It's an interesting little trigger movement. I mean, he just... Even when he's not throwing enormous averages...
I think it's a 4.
Yeah. But everybody who gets a chance to see him for the first time, they're just convinced by him. Oh, he knows what he's doing. He's just so no-nonsense. You don't see him... I know there was a curious use of the bullseye, but there's some logic behind it. You never see him wondering, oh, what do I do now? He's quick, he moves around the board with purpose. He doesn't seem to throw bad darts. Yes, he doesn't hit his target every time, but it's pretty solid stuff. It convinces me. And that is convincing. It's the best leg of the match, a 15-darter.
Suplex Stephen to throw first.
It's almost as if Florian stares at the target first, and then he knows exactly what he's going for.
Just look at it and then throw at it. I mean, it's very simple. So it's the Bobby George school of darts.
Correct. He stares through the target and throws through the target. It's almost the same as say, a handball player would be taught to throw through the net.
Well, he was a handball player himself, not the only former handball player in darts, of course. Madas Razma, another... second time that's happened for Bunting, although I think in both cases he's just been unlucky that he's clipped the wire. You do sort of wonder, with Bunting throwing just 12-gram darts, it doesn't take much to see them just cartwheel out the board, does it?
Yeah, you won't see that with Ryan Searle's darts. Match number 3.
They'll just plough through the wire.
Wire? What wire?
Yeah, quite. Just bulldoze.
One thing Stephen has changed this year is the setup. He's gone to these new darts, and they've worked fabulously well. And unlike some other players in 2021, he's someone who hasn't had to worry about what he's throwing. He likes these darts. The points are perfect. Every single facet of his setup he is happy with. Double 19.
120.
Well, he will come back. Already seen a 158 taken out today. I think Martijn Kleermaker was the man who produced that this afternoon.
That was a corker. He's going to need this double 19. Stephen has missed 7 shots at double in this match. He can't afford to miss much more.
Well, is this game just sparking into life? Because we've had the 2 best legs of the match back to back. And Bunting just trying to get a bit of response from the crowd, because it has been a little bit flat for the first 4 legs of this.
95.
Which is odd, because these two play at a good pace. You expect they might jimmy each other along. Maybe we're in for a grandstand finish.
Amazes me how many times he goes to the centre. And he gets the next dart right in the middle of the 60. I suppose it would be an interesting conversation to find out why he throws from that side, but as you can see from that graphic, the averages are very similar. The first 9s are way down on where they should be, and in fact, for the year so far, Stephen Bunting is averaging 94, so he's down on his season average, but is inching towards it. With his first 180 of the match.
Well, Stephen Bunting, as things stand,
140.
he's in a World Grand Prix spot. as one of the top 16. But even if he drops out...
57. Florian, you require 126.
He should be okay. Does he go for it? Oh, he does, and he pins it bang in the centre. And this match continues to get better and better.
Game on.
We all like a pretty bullseye, but when we get that camera angle as well,
99.
we can appreciate a bullseye just a little bit more. This game is starting to heat up a little bit.
Oh, 140.
He really does throw those darts with a bit of pace, doesn't he? One of the hardest throws of a dart on the circuit, in my opinion. And this guy throws them very hard as well, but it doesn't seem that way because of the fact they're so
100.
light.
Well, he needs to really give him some welly steam. When you're throwing something that light, you need to put some oomph behind it to get it to the board and stick it in there.
Have you tried them? Have you thrown Stephen's darts?
I've held them, I haven't thrown them, no.
I threw 3 darts of them maybe 2 years ago, and I said to him, how do you throw these things? You're definitively his.
77.
It's not the kind of dart that you would say to someone, you know, go out and get those. You know, you always start with a pencil-style dart, like the one that Florian's got here. Started around about 22 grams.
109.
Well, that is the first 180 from Florian Hempel, and it puts him down to a finish on the Bunting throw. It has been hold after hold so far in this match,
40.
and that is the first bounce out
Florian, you require
where A, it could
141.
really, really cost him, and B, I'm not sure how much wire there was. Oh, hello, double 18. How about that, Florian Hempel? Forget about the bounce out. Florian Hempel makes it count. 180, 141 out. His third ton-plus checkout. His average continues to climb. It is back-to-back 12 darters, and the German has exploded into life in the second half of this contest.
Did you see the way he walked back to the table there? He was like
I-
John Wayne going into the saloon saying, yeah, I did that.
140.
And he has. Look at those. 15, 12, 12 for his last 3 winning legs. That's world class.
He's just had a little spell there. Of 8 out of 9 perfect darts as well. And Bunting getting in on the act.
So the crowd. This is good to see. Good to hear.
60.
I might be getting ahead of myself, but I really do think Florian Hempel could be the best player in Germany one day.
Well, let's see what you're saying in a couple of matches' time when we get to see Martin Schindler, who
85.
I think has been playing some very good stuff for quite some time now.
Totally
The match
with
against
you.
Ryan Searle could be excellent, but then so could Gabriel Clemens, Luke Humphries tonight. Got 3 very, very exciting German players this evening.
45.
However, Stephen Bunting has stolen the darts in this particular leg.
Why does it feel like there's been more than 3 180s in this match? Stephen's got 2, Florian's got the 1.
60.
It just feels like it's been hotter than that.
The 3 ton-plus checkouts for Florian Hempel. Been very impressive. Look at the stay there. Didn't need to.
Yeah, I think the 19s was the player there.
60.
4 19s, 96 leaves you on 60.
Correct.
Fine.
I think if Stephen was in that position, that's what he would have done, but I think he's just got that little bit of extra experience.
41.
Maybe not. I mean, he's just gone for the 20s and scored 41. Now then. Oh, wild.
80. Stephen, you require 135.
Well, if I was Stephen, I'd take care of this. And don't give Florian the chance of an easier finish.
Blocking a lot of that ball, but he doesn't even get to throw at it.
63.
And he is
Florian, you
relying
require
or hoping that
116.
Florian Hempel doesn't take this out for a 4th ton-plus checkout. Good guide. You'd think.
28.
He has faulted in the last 6 darts, hasn't he?
Stephen, you require 72.
Maybe that's what Bunting required, just to get the catalyst he needs for a final charge. He's going to look at 16s. And he survives. Team Bunting firmly behind that. And so far, Florian Hempel, who had the lead at 5-3, has not had a match dart. And Stephen's job from here on out is to deny him any shots from here. Great camera angle there as we went into... Oh, what on earth? The point I was about to make is completely moot because that is cruel.
Well, it looked pretty firm in the board to me.
20.
Just the 20 points. Look, there was one that bounced out the bullseye earlier on. I don't really think it hurt him that much. Hempel took out the 1-4-1 the very next visit. May have eased the pressure a little bit on Florian. But ultimately, it still looked like Florian's leg to lose. That one really stings.
100.
That last dart in the treble 20 compounds his misery.
Just proves your point, Dan. What you were talking about with the darts being so light, going into a firm board. You can talk about
100.
loads of different reasons, but Stephen's had the bounce outs and Florian hasn't.
Florian Hempel's darts do not look like you can knock them out.
99.
I mean, admittedly, Stephen Bunting, a 12-gram dart, you think it'd be quite difficult to knock a dart out the board throwing one of those at him. Somehow managed to do it there. That one stuck in.
Well, there's a bit of a wobble there.
But fire.
Just imagine the position he'd be in if they'd stuck in the board. But as it stands, he's still in the driving seat. So I've got to pay him a lot of respect and credit for sticking in there. Still a job to do. And that's a good job.
97.
Well, it's all been about Florian Hempel's big combo finishing. Stephen Bunting, is he going to have to take out a combo finish here?
43.
No, he's not. He's let off 6 darts from 1-4-4 to force a last leg decider. The German would have the darts in the 11th and final leg.
This is where you want a ton. Just lay up for a nice number. He's not going to get a ton.
40.
That really is an invitation to Hempel now. He's thinking 1-3-8. But as he's got to the end of the legs, Dan,
58.
the previous one and this one,
Stevie,
he's tightened up.
104.
Double 10. Oh, dragged it.
99.
Dragged it.
I can understand that because the transition from double 12 to double 10 is not a natural one. He was trying to stay in rhythm with it. But he might be bitten by Hempel, who has his first match dart now.
100.
It would have been a 4th top-plus checkout from Florian Hempel. He misses a match dart. We are going all the way. Florian Hempel could not watch. He just turned around with a little smirk on his face. I'm not sure how you'd describe that look on Stephen Bunting's face.
Florian to throw first.
Sexy relief would be my first impression.
Game on.
Toby's been through the mill in this game. I don't know how many matches he's been to see his dad, but this is a nerve shredder. That's a tremendous maximum from Florian. Second of the match, coming at exactly the right time. 45% on the doubles. 1 missed match dart. Does he get more?
100.
Well, earlier on this afternoon, Rob Cross was in all kinds of trouble against the Hungarian Patrick Kovac. And when Kovac looked like he missed his opportunity, Rob Cross finished it off with a brilliant leg of darts. And this is very, very similar from Florian Hempel. He knew he'd have the advantage of throwing first in the 11th leg if we went the distance. And he's making it all kinds of difficult for Stephen Bunting, and that is not helping him.
66.
And I had the audacity to say that he was tightening up as he got closer to the line. Look at this. That's all right. That's very all right.
25.
He's won a couple of games on the Euro Tour before Florian Hempel. He's beaten Ryan Harrington and Jake Jones, but he's not beaten a player of the pedigree of Stephen Bunting on a Euro Tour stage. This is a big moment for him if he can get the job done. And he's got multiple darts here to see it off. Double 18. Florian Hempel will be going to the European Championship. A thriller of a game with Stephen Bunting, and it denies the bullet.